Thank you very much, Mr. Montut, and thank you to my two colleagues from Vieux Fort North and Vieux Fort South. Now, I must say that they both have done a good job on the issue of the Creole. I will just re-emphasize some of what was said. But it is important for us, and as I bring you special greetings from the leadership of the party and from Castries Southeast to all our viewers and listeners in the diaspora, it's a pleasure to meet with you every Tuesday as a party to address issues and concerns and to bring the truth to light to the people of St. Lucia. I want to be able to highlight a few issues. Just before I go into the Creole presentation, you would have followed the news report by some medical doctors and community health providers who are described as persons who are on internal contracts, and they have not received their back pay. You would have heard the report indicating that for almost 7 months, yet the government has promised another set of back pay to public servants, and a well-deserving one at that. No issues that they should not get a back pay because the cost of living managed by this government is out of control. Mwen vle mande St. Lucie en question. Est gouvernement Labour Party sa ni bay kont moun, docteur, nurse, ek moun ki responsable pour point ke santé moun an pays ya. Paske, lem regade manye yo ka traité se docteur ek se nurse la. Ek travail la yo ka dépend asou se moun sa a pou fè. Ki manye ou sa voe an moun an travail, ek ou pa bay pièces zouti pou fè travail la in pou fè a. Ou pa ka bay sa ki nécessaire pour y sa fè un bon travail. Ek pou fè bay pli mauvais. Même gouvernement qui dit nou an, well, ou pas sa jwen santé free of charge en l'hôpital la, ou n'po lancer health center. Bon, mwen vle mande moun St. Lucie, est moun te jemen l'abitil ka paye desou pour pièce service yo ka hen en health center en pays ya? Bon, si se docteur sa ki ka travay en se place sa, ek pour 7 mois ou poko paye yo back pay ou pour mettre là, ek ou ka di yo pas qualifié, so yo ka fait même travail là toutes les autres moun ka fait. So accord di gouvernement le baka pa wet that yo just vle pini se docteur ek se nurse la en St. Lucie. Bagay sa ni pour dou bout. Monsieur Philippe J. Pierre, ou se premier ministre St. Lucie, ou ni quantité docteur qui ka travaille avec moun qui ken de moun pour manager santé yo primaire, et ou refuser payer yo. Mais pour ba élection kay vini di bien vitement, teacher qui pas travail pour moi, c'est a ou kay paye yo. Ek sa bon, because they hot kite du bout paye yo. But what's about se moun nan ki ka travay la? Se docteur ek ou pon met yo, ek ou pa ka chen pon met la. Now, St. Lucia, I want you to remember that this is a government that continues to promise but fails to deliver. Yeze pou fè pon met. c'est pour chen pour mettre là. C'est là où ka wè ki moun qui vraiment min sa yo di. Isn't it the same Philip J. Pierre who promised people who are earning $4,000 or less that their salaries would be tax-free? Combien moun set lisi qui ka fait $4,000 et qui still ni pour payer taxe et mi élection a ka vini. So un promet qui te fait presque 5 l'année qui passé gouvernement pour ko chenni et qui pas une pièce attention pour chenni. Même gouvernement Labour Party Philippe J. Pierre menti ban nous et dit nous 2.5% de la vie c'était pour santé et pour sécurité. Bon, entend débat that monsieur Khalid Xavier parlait about. Si ou ka collecte 44 millions de dollars pour l'année, ou pas sa paye insurance et police là-bas yo a sous ça. Ou pas sa paye ces docteurs tibak paye ou pour mettre là. Parce que ou ka collecte 44 millions de dollars à sous nous en Saint-Lucie. Saint Lucia. We must stop allowing politicians to play their tricks on us, and we must hold all politicians accountable, whether in UWP or SLP. So if the government of the St. Lucia Labour Party is collecting $44 million from the 2.5% levy, you mean they cannot find $600,000 out of that to pay the medical insurance for the police? Yo passage jouen $600,000 à $44 millions yo ka collect la pour payer pour insurance la bay se police la. Yo pas sa paye yon de docteur en tibak pe. So c'est l'argent ça Labour Party ka collect la. Qui ça yo ka fait pi? Est-ce ça c'est l'argent nou ka wè qui ka lance candidate la? E kou hatan? Yo ka spend pour dernier 2 semaines qui passé là, yo ja dépensé presque $1 million pour launch des candidats. Côté c'est l'argent ça a sorti. Saint-Lucie, made ko question ça. So, which Labour Party wish qu'on ha that yo ni autant l'argent pour dépenser pour launch yon candidat en haut $400,000 et ou vle faire 5 yon de l'autre c'est en haut $2 millions et pas du temps qu'a dépenser $2 millions ça la pas nous mettre l'hôpital. Insurance la bay se police la pas payer. Bulletproof vest la ou pour mettre yo. Et moi vle expliquer ça. Si l'on sa monsieur Xavier dit. Bulletproof vest la c'est pas même gouvernement qui a payé pour lui ou ça. C'est police la même qui a payé pour bulletproof vest yo parce que ça yo fait yo dit OK en djouban nou en hosma en allowance ça chebe hosma ou kay ban nou et gen bulletproof vest et puis ban nou. Saint-Lucie ou comprend ça. So c'est police la fait un gros sacrifice. Yo te ça dit c'est travail gouvernement ben c'est responsabilité gouvernement pour ban nous tout ça nous mériter. Mais c'est police la fort gros ça yo te supposé joindre un bargaining agreement là et yo dit en djouban nou hosma ça a dans allowance ça chebe ide ek servi l'argent ça pour gagner bulletproof vest ban nou. Now pas même Philippe J. Pierre, Ernest Hiller et Jeremiah Norbert qui vini di nou yo ka bay police tout ça yo besoin. So tout ça ou ka bay yo besoin, so yo pas besoin bulletproof vest. St. Lucia, we have to open our eyes to the reality of the lies of this St. Lucia Labour Party. Today, we heard from Miss Joanna's Lady Lee about the launch of the candidate in Vieux Fort. Ek Lady Lee fait un bon travail avec SPT, but moi vle répéter yon de ces bail la dia. Parce que il est important pour nous comprendre. Tout projet qui te ka fait Vieux Fort, les ba parti du bout li. Now, he do sa yo permit because yeze pour permit comme dou c'est chen permit la qui met. So, an gade sa Labour Party te permit en dernière élection. Yo di yo kay vie bati e ben commencer travail à sous administrative complex la et yo te kay include a performing arts center en didan. 4 l'année di mi ha passé janvier fort. Ça c'est ba ou directement. Dis-moi qui ça ou est qui ja fait Vieux Fort à sous administrative building. Now, c'est pas nous qui dit Labour Party marcher sans manifesto yo ça. Yo qui marcher. Mi manifesto a put in you first 2021 et Kusai Ridley as to page 31 on the subtitle Vieux Fort South. Speedy completion of St. Jude Hospital. Ou changer ça yo di nou? Yo di nou, tak penti, tak kemiko, ek St. Jude kay fini. Yo di St. Jude kay fini avant yon l'année, c'est ça m'a te di. Mi 4 l'année di mi ha passé, yo ha dépensé 275 millions $. St. Jude poko fini. So lele badu speedy completion ou ka mo speedy pa arrivé. Ou changer Kenny Anthony te do I ka me 100 million na economy immediately et 5 l'année passée immediately pa arrivé. C'est qu'on a Labour Party cooperate. Design and construct. So yo di yo kay construct a boardwalk from Fisheries Complex to Vieux Fort Market. Now, I wonder si c'est un mistake yo fait between Castries Market et Point Seraphine. So, I vle Labour Party a vini explain ba nou. Because kote mo yo ka fa un boardwalk, c'est un Castries. Et, let me read manifesto I ka di. Design, construct a boardwalk from the Fisheries Complex in Vieux Fort to the Vieux Fort Market. Est-ce là na boardwalk en Vieux Fort? Janvier Fort. Pas même Kenny Anthony Ametan qui te ka complain about Fisheries Complex la yo pas même fait rien à Fisheries Complex la bali. Vest ownership of house lots to residents in Vieux Fort Town, Cantonment and parts of Larry Shoes. Now, Janvier Fort, ou kay sa répondre question ça pli me passé moi. Combien des autres qui a joint papier terre en Vieux Fort? Now, ça c'est un homme qui était premier ministre Saint-Lucie pour 15 l'année. Et pour 10 l'année que choy il en opposition. So pour 15 l'année ou c'est premier ministre. Ou pas ça fait 5 bail ou pour mettre à dans manifesto. Now moi lancer les autres manifestos. Moi juste prend dernier. Mais l'année l'autre Moi ça dou ça yo dit et kou kay wè kote yo manti ba ou Vieux Fort encore. En page 12 a manifesto a. Ek le monsieur Butcher vle vin parler. Butcher, qui ça vous a read about Labour Party? Est-ce ou savent qui ça qui te promet? Ek le moi turn about speech you. Moi ka we that who même endorse that Kenny Anthony c'est plus go failure à tout monde qui a représenté Vieux Fort. Because si ou vini ek ou sa we tout se bay sa te me ou te fait ek se ou ek Kenny Anthony qui te in charge. Now moi vle mando anti question. When people want to present themselves as persons of integrity and you all want to attack Elisha Norbert for his involvement in politics and being a teacher. When you were Kenny Anthony's campaign manager, what was your job? Where did you work during that time? I'm asking you this question, and I hope that you will give an honest answer to the people of St. Lucia. So, were you above board? Were you being ethical? Were you showing true integrity? Because when my wife was a teacher and I was running in politics, she didn't come on my platform to speak, and she didn't even wear my own t-shirt. Even if I am her husband. So I want to know, because Labour Party hot vle bay yon set moun yon mizi et hot vle bay un lot set moun en différent mizi. So pa di tan te ka dwe save Vieux Fort ek sa yo kay fe. Es ou te read page 12 of manifesto a. Ek se pa just read page la. They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. A supportwe a la, ka moutwe an go bâtiment ki ka porte tourist vina peya. Ek tan sa ki an le equity a la. Continue plans for a cruise port in Vieux Fort and the enhancement of cruise in Castries Port. So, ou Labour Party promet a 2021 manifesto that you can continue plan. Now, the only way you can continue plans is because there was a plan before. That's what the word continue means. And I think, Mr. Butcher, you would understand that, being a teacher yourself. So you would know that continue plans for a cruise port in Vieux Fort. So si Labour Party di en 2021 yo kay continue plan, ça mean la te hana plan. Pour qui ça nous pas tan dans la kay na cruise port en Vieux Fort. Et pour qui ça même Labour Party a essayer un agreement avec GPH dans la pakay ni pièce port kabati en Vieux Fort. Moi vle Labour Party a espitier ça ban nous en Vieux Fort et en Saint-Lucie. Now, so abandonner port là. Ou abandonner port là. Now, moi vle ma de question ça. Ça qui veut grounds là en Vieux Fort. The Maslin grounds. Moi ni se portoué a. Monsieur Boucha ou te là, nous tous les deux même la thème Vieux Fort qui prend place là. Ek moi tiye se portoué roof grounds là. Pour moutou half pani galvanize. Tout se fait à Hawaii. Mais ou ni l'enterre Vieux Fort, il pas qu'après $400,000 pour te sa ranger grounds là. ou pas dit Labour Party ou Angers Grounds là, mais ou dit Labour Party dépenser $400,000 à sous pour lunch. You see, St. Lucia, we must open our eyes. If you are truly concerned about the well-being of Vieux Fort, how is it that Dr. Kenny Anthony, who is presenting you to the people of Vieux Fort as his replacement, as Prime Minister, former Prime Minister, he could not influence $500,000 out of the $80 million that Kenson Kazeme got from the National Lottery's loan. They could not get $500,000 to spend on the grounds in Vieux Fort. Mais les bahote pour honte. Pas te supposé vini ek parler bay moun about ki sa hot kay fe Vieux Fort. You see, St. Lucia, I want us to understand something. The Labour Party is speaking to us as if they are in opposition. All the candidates they have changed, they are behaving as if the Labour Party is in opposition, and all of a sudden, when they win elections, they will do things. But you have forgotten that you are in government. So St. Lucia, health and safety, Monsieur Xavier parlait about ça. Ou pas ça bay ces police là en bulletproof vest. Celle ça Labour Party fait bay Vieux Fort, c'est met en tâche à sous Vieux Fort. Ek Lady Lee, yon a se premier bay là ou ni pour faire. Là ou gen élection. Ou ni pour tirer vieux tâche ça yo met à sous Vieux Fort of escalated crime zone. Ça c'est un vieux tâche qui a sous Vieux Fort. Ga combien temps nous pour autant rien really fait à Powers Vieux Fort même, the town of Vieux Fort. Now, si gouvernement pas paye insurance c'est police là-bas yo. Bon tant ça, ek moi vle même ces police là qui pour travail pour ces rallyes. Ou ka dépenser $400,000 en les yon rally, mais ou pas sa payer insurance c'est police là-bas yo. Qui manière ça corporé? C'est ici an mande konou, est gouvernement ça sérieux? But I want the police and St. Lucia to remember, it was a United Workers Party that negotiated with the Police Welfare Association and established the insurance for the police. It was a UWP government that put in the duty-free or the reduction in duty for the police and the nurses. It's a UWP that continues to work in the best interest of the police. Now think of it. We want these men to protect us. We want them to protect the country. But the government is neglecting to meet the basic needs of the insurance. And while we are that, for the people who have questions in their minds as to whether the UWP has the capacity to do the national health insurance, as we spoke about, what's the amount you heard Mr. Xavier spoke about? $75,000 health insurance for the police. And what is the premium? $900 a year. So le gouvernement flambeau dit, le nou gen élection ça, nous ka yon health insurance en place pour whole set lisi, ek nou ha sav ki pou y ka koute nou. Nous savons ça, nous ka parler about là. Because nous ja fay bay se police là avant. So c'est pas l'histoire nous ka vinn dou ici. Nous ka dou ça nous ka y fait. Let nous dit our 7 SOS, Save Our St. Lucia. Vieux Fort ka ni a chay bénéfice from ça. Parce que ou ka y sauver l'argent. 10% là ou ka paye à sous water bill pour dredge roseau dam ça ka sorti. Moi vle ou comprendre. Health insurance ka y en place pour tout le monde. So tout le monde ka y joindre un bénéfice. Parce que si nous pas fait ça, nous pas kay ça manager bagay manière supposé. Combien barbecue ou kay ça fait pour ça aider moun pour payer pour santé yo. St. Lucia, we have a situation on our hands. We have the highest rate solution to where we are is to get health insurance in place. And you see, Labour Party starts things, and I will tell you, just to make a point. I heard the Labour Party candidate for Castries South is boasting about lights for the Forestier playing field. But let me tell you how the Labour Party operates so you understand. When they want to fool people to vote for them, they come with some ideas. As we speak, Odsa has lights on the playing field, and for the last 4 years, these lights are not on because the electricity bill is not paid. Did you hear me, St. Lucia? So you think it's just the police they're not paying insurance for? The Wavin Poisson Court. I have a cottage meeting there tonight. They asked me to bring my own lights because the Wavin Poisson Court has been abandoned and the lights that we placed there have not been working for years. The Tiroche Court, Tiroche Castries, it's a good corporate citizen who has been paying the light. So the Labour Party is pretending that they care about young people. They will put facilities for young people, but they abandon the facilities once the election is over. And you can go to the is it Philip Maslin grounds in Vieux Fort? I got se galvanisme là ça. Tout ça a tombé. Ou pas ça même pas ouais. Soleil a jugé pour la pluie en bas ça. Et tout ça nous attend c'est les bacs à juste dépenser l'argent. 6 mois ou pour payer insurance c'est police là-bas yo. Mais vous voulez ces police là qui travaille qui fait tout bail ex rien yo. Qui moun qui responsable pour yo. So St. Lucia, you have an opportunity to evaluate for yourselves who is best placed to deliver better quality health care. You have a choice to make about who is best placed to manage the crime situation that we have in St. Lucia, and who is best placed to reduce the cost of living. Labour Party has been in office for the last 4.5 years, and they have proven to us that they cannot solve one of these problems, far less for all three. So I'm saying to us, let us make up our minds. Do not be fooled by the fanfare you see happening. You know how many of my people go to the motorcades? You know how many of them get the free drinks and a little money in their pocket to spend? That's the nature of the politics. But do not be fooled by that. The people know that things are not good with them in this country. The farmers of the country knows that they are better off under UWP government. the nurses, the teachers, the students at Sarafa, you will be better under a UWP government. Our police officers, we will do more for the police officers than what has been done in the past. You will be better. Our bus drivers, our taxi drivers will be better off under a UWP government. And in closing, I want to say to everyone, if you re-elect the Labour Party, you are going to get more of the same. Say, pli worse by Kaivini. I want to profit the opportunity to tell the people of Castries Southeast, and I want to be very clear. Castries Southeast is going to have a constituency motorcade on the 12th of October. That's Sunday the 12th, my memory serves me right. That motorcade will begin in Forestier. We'll be going around the constituency, and then we will end up for a public meeting in Cul-de-sac. Now, I know other constituencies may want to join us, but you can join us for the public meeting. I want the motorcade to be for Castries Southeast. Because you can pray moun tout partout, you can mene vinière, you can do se motorcade. UWP in Castries Southeast is going to have a motorcade. Now, if other persons choose to join us, we will do a separation between Castries Southeast. So we will do our video of just the vehicles of Castries Southeast, and when it ends, we will say that's where Castries Southeast motorcade ends, and the others we can show after. Because I want to settle the minds of people that the people of St. Lucia have made up their minds that the St. Lucia Labour Party cannot govern this country. There's a lot more to be said about the police, but we will deal with that at a later time and a later date. But I want to reassure you, I am proud of the team of United Workers' Party. I feel relieved that we have some very good quality candidates, and that UWP, the prospects for UWP is a bright future. And a bright future for UWP is a bright future for St. Lucia. So, St. Lucia, let us remain focused. Let us wait on the Prime Minister as he calls the election. We know that he is a bit afraid of calling it. But the last thing I will say to the people of Vieux Fort, ask yourself, since in the 2013 manifesto, the Labour Party promised us education for our children from birth, I want to ask you, are the promises being made, are they new? When they introduce VAT on us, and it's on page 13 of the 2011 manifesto, this is what they said. Government must respond to the growing and changing needs of its citizens. Among these are the needs to ensure that, and that is under the subtitle, the value added tax, VAT. All children from birth to get access to quality education. All citizens have access to affordable health care. High-risk groups get efficient social protection services. The population be serviced by an efficient public service. Our country has a sound, well-maintained stock of infrastructure. I want to ask you, from 2011, This was promised in the Labour Party manifesto. They introduced that, collected over $300 million. Have any of these things materialized? Philip J. Pierre was the deputy at the time. In his own manifesto, the things he promised has not materialized. You think it's the new candidates coming on and telling you we'll do this, we'll do that? They don't even understand the politics yet. These Labour Party candidates, they do not understand the politics. Because if Butcher understood the politics, he would not say what he said there. And Musa, who has been in politics for so many years, is clueless. We didn't go through what he promised in Vieux Fort North, but even the 4 promises he made in Vieux Fort North have not been kept. So St. Lucia, let us remain focused and let us remain resolute to rescue our St. Lucia and to save our St. Lucia from the hands of this reckless administration. Thank you.